So, good afternoon, friends. Uh, we will start with our centennialist study. So, we'll do quick revision of the family, and then we'll go ahead. Hmm? So, if you remember, centennialist is here. You can see my cursor. Hmm? So, this is fifth subclass. Hmm? Where I and you means outside world. The interaction with outside world starts, and it is at the meeting point of young adult. Hmm? We are here. We are taking these remedies now. Hmm. So as we all know, Rosid's fifth subclass. What is fifth subclass? Me and you. You are going out in the world. So lot of masculine energy. The focus is now on brain, cognition, thinking, reasoning, logical thinking. So now, whatever you need to go out in the world, those qualities are increasing. So now you are more connected to the father or father-like figure. Now there is no focus on mother, emotion, heart. Now now more focus is on brain, logic, cognition, reasoning. And what is young adult? Work, sex, energy, vigor. That is young adult stage. Hmm? So when it comes to centenarians, these plants are parasitic in nature. What is parasite? There are different relationship, no? Symbiotic relationship, parasitic relationship. So what is parasitic? You are completely dependent on other. You are sucking the energy from the host and surviving. So, uh, it- already it's shown a young adult and fifth subclass centennialists. So, what are the remedies here? Bit difficult to read. I will try to read because hardly we have used any. Only we know is Viscum album. So that way, if you see fifth subclass is the great journey, you come to know so many new remedies here. And Madam has started this such a wonderful journey with fifth subclass. See, all she has already done everything, all work she has done, but because she is not feeling that great today, I'm just reading her slides. The whole work she and Fatima has done, and Fatima has really made wonderful slides. So, if you see what are the remedies, Flor de Pidra, Liriosma ovata, Okabaka, uh, Loranthus, Tychopetalum, Centellum album and Viscum album. These are the remedies, and we're going to take few from this today. So, what is centenalis? Hard to separate between me and the other. It's an holy union. One second. Huh? Holy union or dependence on other. Parasitic relation. We're completely dependent on other. Power games, evil behavior, parasitism. See what parasite does, if it will suck all your energy, there will be a lot of drying up. There is a lot of weakness comes. So you remember we have a lot of cases of worms, right? So what happens over a period of time? There is iron deficiency, anemia, weakness, exhaustion. Similarly, here there is a lot of drying up, weakness, exhaustion, inability to work. And one more important thing which you see in centenarians is thyroid affection. Lot of thyroid illnesses you see here with poisoning and detoxification, cancer, autoimmunity. Now, if you see thyroid affection and autoimmunity, then which illness you think of? Hashimoto's. Na? Nowadays, very, very common. You see so many patients of Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So probably if we start studying these remedies properly, we will be able to treat lot many cases of Hashimoto thyroiditis. And typically all these remedies have a lot of symptoms like that. So these are parasitic plants. And what are the families here? Belanophoroaceae, Loranthaceae, Oleaceae, Centellaceae, and Viscaceae. And remedies are Florpy, Plico, Lyro, Tycho, whatever you read. So this is the just the revision we are doing. Madam has already taken, so we'll not go much in detail. Just little bit I will read and we'll go ahead. So what is Belanophoriaceae? One of the oldest, rarest family and grows underground or attached to the roots of the host plant. See, directly gets attached to the roots of the host plant. So there itself, it's sucking the nutrition. So what will happen to the plant if from the root itself it will suck the nutrition? It will affect, right? Then Oleaceae, this species is non-parasitic or hemiparasitic. So little bit parasitic and found in the tropical rainforest. Loranthaceae, known as Mistletoe, these species are partial to full parasite, partial to full. So that can weaken the host plant. So here also you will see a lot of weakness can come because it is directly attacking the root, and here also because it's fully parasitic, it can weaken the host. Here possibility is less because these are non-parasitic or hemiparasitic. Centellaceae is over 1,000 species. This family has both parasitic and non-parasitic species. So it depends on that. Na? If it is completely parasite, what type of symptoms come? If it is non-parasite, what type of symptoms can come? So an order of parasitic species that grow primarily in warm tropical regions and few in the colder regions. Usually for the flowering plants, the seed of most species lacks a protective seed coat. Unusually. So protective seed, there is no protective seed coat. Some species germinate first and then attach themselves to the roots of other species, proceeding to wrap themselves around and into the host, while others germinate directly onto the branches of other species via a specialized organ called ostrium. See, this is parasitic plant. It looks almost like the same plant, right? It merges with them. In both cases, the parasitic plant draws water and sugar from the host. See, it sucks water and sugar from the host rather than obtaining them directly. So they don't have capacity to produce their own food, or they don't have capacity to suck the water directly from the earth. So they draws it from the plant. By and large, the host plant isn't extensively harmed. See, if host plant, they will suck everything, host plant will die, and in process, even this plant will die. So they don't harm them extensively because they are totally depend on them. So there are two types, no? Leafless or leafy. So the leafless variety cannot do photosynthesis. So what will happen if they cannot do it? They'll depend on that. So leafless species lacks photosynthesis capacity, so it draws water and sugar from the host plant directly. See, there is no greenery in this. No? Leafy semi-parasite. So there are leaf, and that's why they semi-parasite. So leafy semi-parasites obtain only water. See here, they don't do anything, no? Water, sugar, everything from the host plant. Here they take water and minerals from the host while producing their own sugars through photosynthesis. See? There is some color is there, right? So what is now subclass 5? Just a little revision. masculine quality, going out in the world and showing the work, ambition. So a lot of work is there. Na? So this is where their separation from feminine starts, split between feminine and masculine start. So you see a lot of relationship issues, partnership issues, just because of this split. You are not able to connect both together. So there is a split. And there is a lot of focus on father figure. So what is father? Rules, discipline, boundaries. So this is important here. You have to follow certain rule to exist in world, outside world. There are lots of yes and no, right and wrong, good and bad. So a lot of rigidity comes. If this is not allowed, if someone said, what happens? The rigidity comes. So you see a lot of joint affection here because of a lot of rigidity, lot of separations, criticism, hierarchy, work, ambition. So musculoskeletal, no, limbs and joints are affected. And what is the young adult stage? Entering into the adult life, taking on responsibility, taking in life as an independent being. They become very independent. No? Now they're 20, 22, 30 age group. So very young adult, desire for advancement, social achievement, money, enjoyment. So independence, assertiveness, strong, very strong and active people, active in work, active sexuality too. Forming a lot of focus on forming intimate relationship, caring and doing lot for each other in the relationship. And if you don't successfully cross this stage, there will be difficulty in intimacy and relationship. So what happens in this sentinel is there are these three issues, lot of dependency. See, it's a parasitic type of relationship. You are completely dependent on other. Although you're in fifth subclass, you're in adult stage, still you have not grown and you have become completely dependent. So that is one. Then lot of holding, grudges. You hold on so much to the negativity of the world that doesn't help you to progress further. And the young adult issues about the sexuality. So what happens? Dependency. The parasitic nature of centellilis can obstruct the maturing process. You're not able to mature. That makes you very, very dependent person. Difficulty in maintaining separation from anyone on whom you are totally dependent. See, a lot of abusive relationship can happen because of you're too much dependent on someone, and then that person can take advantage. So, and because of that, there will be a lot of grudges. One may hold grudge towards the source of one's dependence, with difficulty in letting go and even hatred towards the source. So source which is providing, you develop a lot of negativity towards them, hatred, because you are not able to separate from the person. And the young adult stage, who is entering into adult life, desires for advancement, social achievement, money, and enjoyment. So you're not able to do all these things. So at this stage within the column, the young adult is supposed to step out into the world as an independent being to form a healthy, intimate relationship with another person. But the parasitic quality of them, but the parasitic quality of the order evokes regression. Regression means going back. Instead of becoming independent, you are become dependent. So there is a regression that it causes a lot of dependency, which clashes with the need of independence. They want to become independent, but they are not able to. For and the formation of strong, solid ego of the column. See, that gets affected because of this parasitic behavior. This ultimately brings a lot of negative feeling either towards oneself or towards the person on whom they are dependent. So either they have negative feeling towards themselves. Ki, oh, I'm not able to uh, I'm not able to become independent, or someone else whom I'm dependent, I curse them. Ki, "Arey, I'm uh, dependent on you because of you." So inability to be separate within a relationship, dependence versus dominance, exploitation, evil, or so a lot of evil character, cancer will develop, right? Lot of, whenever you are excessively dependent on someone, there will be exploitation in the relationship. The intersection of column 5 and row 7 is related to the ability to form mature, non-codependent relationships, striving to enter the world as an independent adult. Unfortunately, the parasitic quality obstructs this natural maturing process. You know, every stage you have to cross successfully. So it affects the maturing of the process. You have to become mature now, leading to dependency, difficulty in letting go of the past. A lot of brooding, na? You're still stuck in the past. So difficulty in letting go of the past, of people or places, a struggle with change and with maintaining separation from anyone on whom they are dependent. For example, living with parents well into adulthood means even they're adult, they're still staying with parents. It's very common in India. No? Many times even 30s, they blame their parents. So living with parents well into adulthood, or staying with an abusive partner on whom he is dependent, or simple difficulty with the change, any change. The reverse state of taking control over another and obsessiveness in relationship is also there. You control the person too much. That is also one of the possibility of this parasitic relationship. There could also be hierarchical power struggles over one's position within the relationship. So it is same, na fifth subclass has a lot of superior, inferior, you, me, high, up. So similar way here, there is a hierarchy. Who is bigger? So dominance versus submission. And it is seen in a sexual manifestation also, because it's a young adult age. So of the struggle between masculine and feminine forces within the uh, person. There might be inability to have a proper relationship with another, or in knowing when the time is right to end it, or trouble with anything representing otherness or separateness. So you will see a lot of children who for go to university in the 2021 year, when they go for higher education, they are not able to separate from parents. It's many children come back leaving their education. They find it very difficult. Some people develop bedwetting. So this is so common regression. They're not able to become independent. So you will see this type of patients also. The parasite creates a one-sided symbiosis with the host, after which it can never separate. Accordingly, the nature of the relationship is such that one side of the other, thus the low sexual function. In the extreme case, may be it the patient or his environment, tends to energetically drain or poison the licentiousness. 1 minute, let me understand. On the physical level, the exploitation might manifest as affinity for cancerous tumors or physical distortion. So this type of pathologies are called like viscous album. If you see, it's a great remedy for cancers. Similarly, today remedies which we are going to have a lot of cancers like liver affection, pancreas affection, so Hashimoto's. So deep-seated illnesses you see here. So various functions, cleansing, mutations, and exhaustion. Parasitism can be useful for cleansing and draining or detoxifying. It may also cause poisoning and distortion of the mental and emotional sphere. Distortion, affection of the mental and emotional spheres. On the physical level, parasitism can cause distortions such as mutations and distorted nails. Exhaustion. Parasitism promotes exhaustion on the mental, physical, sexual levels, leaving one prostrate and with a choking sensation in the throat area. This is important now. So weakness is very common that we know. Any parasitic relationship, there will be a lot of exhaustion and weakness. How much you are going to provide, right? But what happens? There will be a lot of choking sensation in the throat area. And because of this level of affection, you see a lot of thyroid affections, choking in the throat. So thyroid, throat, and batteries, important, huh? Thyroid. The parasitic element promotes exhaustion on the physical level, affects the thyroid gland because it is the central role in monitoring energy level. Important for thyroid hormone is so important. It's a metabolic, so it controls the energy level of the body, right? So parasitic element promotes exhaustion on the physical level and affects the thyroid gland because of its central role in monitoring energy levels in the body. Throat, the sensation of suffocation, narrowness, choking in the throat area. So it causes a lot of difficulty in communication. Batteries, ability to act requires a strong ego and boundaries. It's like once batteries have run dry, all energy has sucked out. Liver affection. The liver reflects the issue of protecting oneself from intrusion by others and is responsible for cleansing the body of toxins. So liver basically we know now everything passes through liver. It has the protecting and cleaning mechanism. So it removes all infection which enters. That is how it prevents, right? It helps body. So basically a cleansing mechanism. And then comes the immune system. Again, similar function, it protects. So the immune system will be weak with a tendency to recurrent and protracted influenza and other illnesses. Pancreas. Failure of the autoimmune system generates autoimmune problems to the detriment of the pancreas or the joint as well as general tendency to allergy. So what are the masculine qualities here? Rules and boundaries. Column 5 represents the rules, boundaries, separation, while male quality represent the separation, split between the feminine and masculine, split between the heart and brain, feeling and thinking. Ambition and life path. Column 5 also represents work, ambition, life path, purpose, going out, everything. Relationships. The intertwining of parasitic sentinels with column 5 obstructs the ability from mature relationship and strive into adulthood as an independent being. So what will happen in this relationship? One person will be totally dependent on other. And that again causes a lot of frustration of that person also. Both the side will feel very frustrated, no? The healing power of Floridi and Lopophytum remedies. So we're taking these remedies now. So we'll learn about the medicinal properties of Floridi and Lopophytum lindri, two unique plants with ancient healing tradition. So traditionally, people are using these plants for many years, but we don't know much about these plants. So we'll see whatever little proving has done. We'll see what are the symptoms. So Floridi is used by indigenous people of Brazil for gastric and hepatic disturbances. See, important, na? Liver, we saw liver affection. So gastric and hepatic disturbances causing epilepsy and rickets, joint affection. Huh? So it will be vitamin D deficiency and maybe a childhood issues. Huh? So gastric and hepatic disturbances with epilepsy and rickets. It was brought to Europe in 1965 and proved effective against thyroid problem. So Fatima has made so beautifully, slide. She has initially explained everything. Okay, thyroid is there, joint affection is there, liver affection is there. So, Fleur DP will do short form. So, Lopophytum luteum, a leafless parasitic plant found in a tropical forest of America. Now, see, now this is important. Now we studied leafless and parasitic. So, what is the effect? Traditional use as a diuretic, but also indicated for depression. We saw it causes a lot of brooding. Na? Dependency causes a lot of brooding. It can give rise to a lot of depression with parasitic traits, further dependency. Na? I remember one patient of depression whom I could not help. But that man used to come and he used to say, everyone is so much dependent on me and they just cannot do anything. And now even I cannot do. He just used to lie in a sofa and he was not able to do anything. And his only pain, everyone is so much dependent on me. They even don't know how to go to bank. The whole story was that. Lopophytum lindri is a unique plant with no leaves, no roots, no branches, and any part that other plants have. See, nothing they have. So it is leafless parasite that attaches itself to the roots. See, they don't have branches, they don't have anything. No? So they directly attach to the roots, merging into the point where a genetic chimera is created directly from the root. It is an exchange of genetic material between the two plants. The leafless parasite looks like a scale-covered lump or stone-like. Only after the rains does it open up into reddish tuber-like inflorescence. Other than that, the plant lacks leaves, roots, branches, and any other plant the plants have. One can say that its only occupation is reproduction. So focus will be on sex, which we have seen. That is one of the important action also. Adult, no? It's a young adult stage. So a lot of sexuality issues. So this is one of the possibility. It was formerly used as a diuretic. So this is Lopophytum and now Floridepetra. So it has two effects. No? One is on thyroid that causes goiter and another is the depression. So what are the goiter symptoms? Impaired thyroid function with pressure in chest. That is important. Pressure in chest. And depression is weakness, fatigue, sadness up to the suicidal state. So syphilitic, no? Suicidal state. Difficulty communicating with others. We saw the throat is affected. Huh? Constriction, narrowness of throat. So what it will cause? I'm not able to communicate with others. That is the big problem. I'm not able to. I have not developed that communication quality. Hmm? It also have effect on styes and eyesight, impaired vision, pain while reading and styes. So think about like if you feel the patient is in 5th subclass, coming with the recurrent styes and probably a bitter dependent parasitic type of person. Do think of these remedies because no one is using that extensively. So we have to see what are the effect and study by giving these medicines to the patient. Along with that, there are metabolic complaints like excessive nausea, accompanies nausea and the diabetes. So there is a effect on pancreas. Along with that, it produces the nausea. So this is very important. What are the symptoms now? If subclass issues, adult stage of development, parasitic type of relationship, coming with the goiter, hmm, where there is pressure in chest. The presentation of goiter can be a depression. So, because a depression patient comes with thyroid issues or thyroid person comes with the depression, it's common. Na? Thyroid patient go through a lot of depression symptoms. So think about this when you see this type of symptom. The patient has come with goiter where there is a lot of depression and not able to communicate, is feeling clearly. There is block in talking. And if you get this characteristic physical general like nausea with diabetes, think about it. Maybe ties along with these illnesses. So concomitant sector, it's important to think this way. So there are other remedies also, right? Goiter with thyroid. So floribudra we saw, it is indicated in goiter with impaired thyroid function with pressure in the chest, specifically pressure in the same chest along with the liver issue. What is the liver? Nausea and with the diabetes. If with that we compare iodomis for goiter due to hypothyroidism, especially with here hyperthyroidism you get. This goiter is the enlargement of the gland. Here specifically you see iodine is the hypermetabolism, no, hyperactivity. So you see hyperthyroidism. So person we have read eats too much but loses the flesh. Common symptom of this. So the lean thin personalities with very active people, they eat well, but they do not gain weight. So that is the specifically presentation of hypothyroidism here. And spongia tosta, usually we see hypothyroidism, right? With lot of constriction in the throat, with suffocative cough. So typical that cough, they keep coughing at night, dry coughing, keep coughing at night, and that constriction sensation. So it's a very good comparison if you see hyperthyroidism, goiter, and hypothyroidism. What are the heart symptoms? See, fludipidra is useful in heart complaints connected with thyroid disorder. So our this sensation, location, sensation, modality, concomitant. So just see what if there is heart complaint associated with thyroid complaints, ischemic heart diseases, myocarditis. So these are the issues indicated for feeling of a lump in back of the throat. Otherwise, usually lump in throat, either we go for reptile medicines or some other medicine where there is a lot of constriction, but even fifth subclass has a lot of constriction. And here specifically we see at the throat level. With comparison with cratagus, what is the cratagus? Where the myocardial muscle is weak. Na? So here there is excessive weakness of the myocardial muscle with rapid heart action. It keeps contracting to supply blood to the heart muscle. Weakness of the heart muscle and tendency to the fatty degeneration of heart. As against that, what is the strophanthus? Indicated in cardiac weakness due to valvular diseases with a lot of sense of tightness in the chest. So here there are valvular affection. Here there is myocardial muscle is at this. And here you get a lot of metabolic illnesses. So at physical level, lump in the throat, sensation of lump in the throat, fluttering of heart, weakness of immune system, tendency toward metabolic and liver affections. And at mental level, there is difficulty in communication, feeling of being stuck and not able to finish things, feeling of shame and self-hatred. See, I'm not able to do something. I'm at the adult stage of development. and I'm not able to produce the result, what will happen? A person will go into so much difficulty. So feeling of shame and self-hatred, hatred towards the person, and then automatically the other person who makes you dependent means you feel that way. Because of that, I'm not able to become independent. So there is a lot of hatred towards that person on whom you are dependent. What will be the emotional issues? Depression with lot of suicidal tendencies, addictions, lot of addictions and dependency, insatiable cravings, feeling shut in the house or life. There is one case like that. They, they remain shut inside because they have no capacity to go out. And then further in depression, they further go in and in. So there is a lot of mental fatigue develops over a period of time. So floor DP is useful for mental fatigue, resulting in a sensation that the brain is stuffed with a cotton wool, stuffed with the cotton wool. So important now, sensation, I'm stuffed with the cotton wool. The person feels mentally tired, slow, unable to concentrate. So thyroid impaired function, goiter, pressure in the chest, pain and inflammation in the liver and thyroid region, mouth ulcers, feeling of decay in the stomach, spasmodic diarrhea, circulation and skin, flushes of heat in the face, cold feet, and itching. These are all again metabolic symptoms, right? 1 second. Huh? So now that is all about fluoride. Now the second remedy is lopophytum. Now go on comparing because that is also parasitic plant. This is also parasitic plant. So it will be beneficial if you'll keep comparing. So lopophytum, also known as stone flower, is the most ancient parasitic plant found in the tropical forest of America. It looks like a scale-covered lump or stone and lacks leaves, roots, branches, or any other part of the so similar like previous. It merges with the roots of one plant and is only visible after rains with the reddish tuber-like inflorescence. Acha, there is so we'll take this later. So a little bit about the Fludipitra is GIT comparison. So Fludipitra accompanied by nausea. Even Nux vomica has a lot of nausea, right? But it is accompanied by nausea, especially in diabetes. Here there is a lot of GI affection in Nux vomica, right? Here nausea along with the diabetes, metabolic complaints that involve liver problem and detoxification. Alumina, sluggish bowel complaints, constipation, difficult in passing stool, lot of flatulence. Nux vomica, indicated for hangover like symptom, bloating, digestive symptom, mental burnout. They're very strong, ambitious people, go-getter types, and lot of importance to woman wine work, right? So what will happen? Woman wine work. So wine and work, lot of hangover, right? And which will affect lot of GIT and burnout symptom, too much work. So there is a small case in books. So this is a man of 49 years, feels like a failure and is addicted to pornography. It's important, right? 49-year men, 49, failure, addicted to pornography, feeling of being shut in the house and wrapped in bitterness. Head symptom, salt and fat desires. Typically, they go on closing themselves inside. Now, that is what was explained here. feeling shut in the house or like. So parasitic traits lack energy, dependency on a person while hitting them, bouncing from one thing to another without finishing, insatiable craving for food and pornography, a feeling of shame, self-hatred. So Flurby indicated for depression with parasitic traits that causes migraines with a cotton-like sensation in the head, photophobia and heart flutters while lying down. I have one patient, she continuously complains that my sensation of foot has gone and I feel as if I am walking on cotton balls. Now let me study that case again. And she is also into depression and she has Hashimoto's and lot of illnesses she has. Follow-up of this patient after taking Florp is the same man. Total transformation started. He felt and looked like a different person. Started up physical activities. Felt happiness within. Met with the new friends. Heart symptom improved and he rediscovered himself. So see what Florp did. Its parasitic tendency was removed. And because he has no longer remained parasitic, he explored himself, right? He has become physically very active. And because of that, he discovered himself. He became very happy. Then he made new friends, heart symptom. So that is what our remedies they do. So Liriosma ovata. So this is the versatile Liriosma ovata, native to the Brazilian rainforest. It's used for everything from anti-rheumatic effects to the aphrodisiacs. Let's dive deeper into it. So Liriosma ovata as an aphrodisiac increases sexual function and desire. The plant's tincture has been used for centuries to stimulate the sexual function, arouse desire by enhancing testosterone production and blood flow to sexual organs. So what is happening? Because of the parasitic tendency, the sexual function has gone, right? You are in a mature, you are in an adult stage where you are supposed to work, function, and sexually active. That has gone. So what medicine is doing? It's improving it. That parasitic is gone. So you have become the adult again and you are able to function. So it stimulates the sexual function. It increases the testosterone. That is how it increases the blood flow to the sexual organ and you become sexually active. Surprisingly, it has the stress reducing benefits. Although it can raise blood pressure, Liriosma may also lower general state. See, again, blood pressure is the adult stage and young adult stage. Yeah, in that age, usually people, because of high blood pressure, high work pressure, ambitiousness, and everything causes a lot of blood pressure. So it helps at that level. Although it can raise blood pressure, Liriosma may also lower general stress level. So it helps at that level. Best for those depleted of energy. So we have seen these remedies causes a lot of exhaustion, weakness. So if you have depleted your body's energy by leading an uninhibited sexual life, Liriosma can help you find your strength again. So Liriosma, anti-rheumatic and rejuvenating properties. So what is anti-rheumatic? So this plant, oh, what happened? So studies suggest the plant's anti-rheumatic properties make it useful for paralysis, joint and muscle pain, analgesia, menstrual cramps, and beriberi. So basically, musculoskeletal system, no, which should be very active at this age. But that itself has gone. So it brings a lot of weakness of the joints, pain in the joint, inability to walk and function, perform, paralysis. It brings that back. And these massages, what it does, Liriosma acts as a, when used in massages to rejuvenate energy, Liriosma acts as a rejuvenator, promoting recovery from stroke, neuromuscular disorders. See, stroke, where you're not functioning, your muscles are not working, just lying down. So it helps at that level. Uh, Anti-parasitic cleanser. Liriosma can also purify body system by acting against fungus and parasites. It cleanses the skin and intestine and even helps with dysentery. So removing the all parasitic things, the worms help with this. Liriosma and testosterone. Testosterone booster. We saw that effect, right? Increases the sexual function. So testosterone booster, Liriosma is known to raise the testosterone level, stimulates the blood flow to sexual organ, thereby enhancing the sexual function and increasing the sexual desire. Testosterone is responsible for the sexual desire. So it increases that. Parasitic nature of Liriosma, it's imperative to note that pathological symptoms in the plant points to lack of testosterone due to its parasitic quality. This lack of energy can lead to hormonal disorders and allow masculine energy, which can result in innervation and impotency. So because of lack of energy, hormonal drop, your masculinity goes down. That is how it affects the masculine function. So Trichopetalum, also known as Muira puama. However, the same symptom appear in both Liriosma and Muira, making them difficult to differentiate. Nevertheless, Liriosma remains highly effective in its ardent uses. Liriosma and chemotherapy. So after chemotherapy, one may feel disconnected, dejected, experience decreased sexual desire, impotency. With the rejuvenating property of Liriosma, it can help you regain your energy and recover. Recovering stroke patients. So as a rejuvenator, Liriosma can help them recover from the stroke to regain strength and vitality. Parasite-ridden individuals is effective against dysentery, parasite function, making it highly useful in general cleanser for skin and intestine. Who is Liriosma for? Impotent man. Liriosma is perfect for men with impotency and low masculine energy due to its testosterone boost. So think means whenever you come across a patient who has come up with the impotency or low sexual desire. So think where is he? If you are getting any fifth subclass issues, if you are getting any adult issues, that row, seventh row issues, think about these remedies. So even if you know pathology, physiology, from that also you can catch. So people with analgesia and menstrual cramp. The plant is ideal for people with joint and muscle pain, as well as menstrual and digestive cramps. Liriosma ovata is both a standalone remedy and a complementary one, enhancing the properties of other healing plants. Conclusion, Liriosma ovata is a potent, versatile healing plant with energizing and Restorative properties. It is used to improve sexual function. It controls the blood pressure. It increases testosterone production, even fight against dysentery and parasites. It also has anti-rheumatic and rejuvenating effects and makes an excellent cleansing agents for both the skin and intestine. Employ this healing plant and discover the various uses of plant to improve your life. Case. One talented performer lived with a wealthy woman who supported him financially. But over time, he became impotent and embittered. See, what exact journey, no? A talented performer. So, fifth, probably fifth, that's a talented performer. But he lived with the wealthy woman who supported him financially. She went on giving him everything. So, what happened? He became dependent. He became a parasite. And in the process, he lost his libido. He became impotent. And because of that, what he became? Embittered. Administered the Liriosma, he gradually found his direction again, was able to recover his sexual function and work towards his own. So what Liriosma did? It removed that dependency. It removed that complete dependence on someone. It removed that parasitic attitude. And because of that, he could rediscover his goal. See, both is together, sex and work, because it's an adult, no, where important to function. So both has come back. His sexual function came back, started working towards his goal, and because fifth subclass, he's a performer. So it's important, working out. So this is one more remedy, Loranthus. The Loranthus plant, a semi-parasite. Now this is the semi-parasite, so it's not completely dependent. That grows in a desert on acacia trees. Has a life cycle that resembles that of viscum, another parasitic plant. In this proving, we discovered the parasitical qualities of Loranthus and their effects in relationship. So the effects of parasitism on communication. Obsessive communication. So there is obsessive need to talk and communicate. The need for communication with the other can be excessive, or there may be anger when there is a lack of when I'm not able to communicate, I get very angry. It's like that. So there is, because there is an obsessive need to communicate the feeling. Then if that gets blocked, what will happen? Thick. So there will be see, what are the symptoms here? Thick and heavy tongue. What thick and heavy tongue will do? It will affect your talking, right? Heaviness affects, and the paralysis of tongue. You're not able to talk. So there is a difficulty in communication. Then there are symptoms on tongue, burning tongue, issues with the tongue like burning, thick and heavy tongue, paralysis, constriction of the throat also arises. So the whole passage is getting affected. Slandering. Parasitism can lead to a lack of sensitivity towards and communication with the other, as well as slandering. The Loranthus plant and its connection to the parasitism life cycle. The Loranthus plant produces its own sugars. So it's a semi-parasite, right? So it produces its own sugar, but it takes water and nutrient from the host. Dispersion, the plant's fruits are eaten by birds and dispersed with its secretion. So pollination, its red flowers attracts the orange tufted sunbird, which pollinates it while collecting the nectar. Tree finisher. Eventually, it finishes off the tree to which it is attached and dies with it, leaving deep scars on the tree. So here what happens? Because it's absorb all the water and nutrient, the host itself dies, and in process even the parasite dies. Loranthus, that is. So column 5, connecting with the other, excessive communication. There may be excessive need for communication with the other, or anger, either me or you attitude. This can lead to an either me or you attitude, which can be harmful even in close relationship like parent, child, or partner. So they cannot survive alone. What we saw here, the both dies, right, in process. So it is difficult for them. So this can lead to either me or you attitude, which can be harmful even in close relationship like parent, child, or in a partner relationship. Throat issues. The fifth chakra, the throat is related to communication. The issues with the tongue, like burning, thick, heavy tongue, paralysis of the tongue, constriction of the throat may arise. Mental symptoms of Loranthus: maliciousness, evil. The proving presented a wealth of mental symptoms, including anger, maliciousness. Oh, what is that? Lack of mercy, I think here. Lack of mercy, lot of evil behavior. Arrogance, misuse of power, arrogance, sense of grandeur were also observed. Distortion of the split between masculine and feminine. The parasitical quality at column 5 leads to distortion of split between me versus you, masculine and feminine. So what we see? A lot of nausea prevailed in the proving, mostly with inability to vomit. Desire or aversion to certain foods are observed. A throat and abdominal issue, oppressed anger can lead to abscesses, stricture, inflammation of the throat, abdomen, and even intestinal cancer. Weakness and illnesses. Innervation and weakness, ongoing illness, and lengthy recovery time prevailed and this proving. Parasitic quality. The parasitical quality led to deformity, distortion in many areas. Repulsive, greasy, and slippery qualities were observed. Split between masculine and feminine. Feminine qualities are what? Stay at home parent, sensitivity to others, creativity, doing for others, compassionate. So it's heart which functions, that is the feminine, it's flow. What is the masculine quality? Going out, earning, giving you food, independent, logical, reasonable, rational. Distorted split. The split between masculine and feminine may become distorted with the female becoming masculine. We see nowadays a lot of female become masculine. They don't like to do household activities. They just hate talking about the household things. They become very tough. And the male becoming soft and weepy. Parasitism and heartlessness. Scars on the tree. The Loranthus plant finishes off the tree to which it is attached and dies with it, leaving deep scars on the tree. See, on the plant on which you are dependent, you finish it off. That is very important characteristic. Viscum, a parasitic plant, is linked to exploitation, abuse of power and hierarchy, rigidity and heartlessness. Cruelty and rudeness. Attempts to communicate may be ignored. Crossing the boundaries of other can lead to dictatorship and cruel comments. This can result in anger, outbursts in an attempt to overcome the sensation of being oppressed, deprived, denied, and ordered about. Lack of mercy and sensitivity, exploitation. Parasitism is linked to the exploitation, slandering, dictatorship, crossing the boundaries and leading the dictatorship relationship. Heartlessness, lot of heart issues, right? It can lead to heartlessness and lack of sensitivity towards other. Ignoring the communication, attempts to communicate may be ignored. Lack of sensitivity results in anger and lack of sensitivity towards other. Distortion and deformity. The parasitical distortion of the split. The parasitical quality at column 5 leads to distortion of the split between masculine and feminine quality. Deformity. The parasitical quality in Loranthus proving led to deformity and distortion in many areas of the body. Greasy and slippery quality is repulsive, greasy, slippery qualities were observed in some physical symptoms. Conclusion. Parasitism. Parasitism is linked to exploitation, abuse of power, hierarchy, rigidity, restlessness, leading to lack of sensitivity towards and communication with the other. Column 5 relates to connecting with the other. When it comes to boundary issues, interpersonal communication can become obsessive and harmful. Throat is related to the communication. Issues with tongue and throat may arise. Split between masculine and feminine. Parasitical quality in column 5 can lead to a distorted split between the masculine and feminine qualities. Case study. Young man living with the parents. Important, no? A man in his 20s, the middle son of the family, is from a very, very religious family. Very religious family. The 5th subclass again. Was living in 20s age again, you see. Living with his parents. Basement for a long time. What are his symptoms? He still wets the bed, did not work, and experienced a sense of being deprived and ordered about. Effects on relationship. The parasitical quality in column 5 can lead to crossing the boundaries of the other and cruel comments. In this case, we see an example of a person being stuck in a parasitical relationship with his parents, leading to a lack of growth and change. We've seen that, no? Where was that? Okay. So with this, we end today's session. If you have any question, you can ask. Fatima, are you there? Are there any questions?
Yes, Dr. Nirupama, thank you so much. If anybody has a question, you can please write it in the chat or you can raise your hand.
So I think there are no questions. So we can stop here.
Yes, doctor.
Friends, do go through these 3 remedies which we did today. Very important remedies. When I was doing work on this today, I really found it very important to study these remedies because we come across lot many cases like this. Hashimoto is so common. Children going to university and they come back because of extreme dependency, bedwetting at a young age means after going out, they develop bedwetting. These are common issues you see nowadays. So read these remedies again. It's very important and very useful in your practice. Okay, so with this, we stop here. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Fatima, for making such a wonderful slides.
Thank you so much, doctor.
And thank you, madam, for giving me opportunity to share this knowledge. Thank you. So I'll leave, Fatima.
Yes.
Thank you.